In 2017, Mariana and her family were driving from Oaxaca to Puebla after visiting relatives. It was late, around 10 p.m., and her father decided to take a more rural back road to avoid traffic near the highway construction. The road was narrow, surrounded by trees on both sides and barely lit by their headlights. It was one of those roads where your GPS loses signal, and all you can see ahead is endless darkness. We were about 30 minutes in when we saw him, a man, standing right in the middle of the road. No shirt, covered in what looked like mud or dried blood. He didn't move, he didn't speak, he just stood there facing us. Her father honked the horn several times, nothing. The man just stared. Then he took a few slow steps toward their car. My dad reversed slowly at first and then faster. My mom was begging him not to stop. As we turned around and began driving away, we heard 3 distinct bangs on the back of the car, like fists slamming into the metal. But when we looked through the back window, there was no one there. They didn't stop until they saw lights up ahead, a military checkpoint. The soldiers asked where they had come from. When Mariana's father mentioned the road, the soldiers exchanged looks. One of them leaned in and quietly said, "You're lucky you didn't stop. People go missing on that road. We tell locals not to take it after dark. That man, you're not the first ones to see him." Carlos and 4 friends went on a weekend camping trip near the mountains of Tepoztlán, Morelos, a mystical area known for energy centers, ancient ruins, and local legends. They hiked up in the afternoon, set up camp near a small clearing, and began drinking around the campfire after dark. Around midnight, we started hearing leaves crunching and branches snapping. At first we thought it was a raccoon or maybe a stray dog. But then we noticed it would always stop moving the second we went quiet, like whatever it was knew when we were listening. By 1:30 a.m., things escalated. One of his friends, David, suddenly jumped up and yelled. He swore he saw someone or something standing by the tree line. He said it was tall, taller than any of us, just watching. They all stared in the direction he pointed, but saw nothing. Then came the whistling and a sharp, unnatural sound like someone exhaling through cracked lips. It came from behind them, then from the left, then the right. It was like we were being surrounded, and then this low laugh, not human, not right, it made my stomach turn. They ran into their tents and waited until sunrise. But in the morning they found something disturbing. Several of their backpacks, which had been zipped shut and inside the tents, were now neatly lined up outside, with the contents laid out on a large flat rock. Wallets, phones, IDs, as if someone or something had gone through our stuff, not to steal, just to look. This story was submitted by a former security guard named Jose, who worked night shifts at an old wing of the historic civil hospital in Guadalajara, a place that's been partially abandoned since the 90s. His job was simple: patrol the unused pediatric section to make sure no one broke in. From the first night, I didn't feel right in there. Cold spots, weird noises, but nothing solid until the third night. For around 3 a.m., Jose was doing his final rounds when he saw movement at the end of the hallway. A woman in a nurse's uniform, walking slowly. She turned the corner. I thought maybe a doctor had come through the wrong door, but when I got there, the hallway was sealed off with wooden boards and chains. No one could have walked there. He shook it off. But an hour later, someone knocked on the door to the security room, loud and urgent. When I opened it, no one was there. Just a folded piece of paper taped to the door with yellowed, brittle tape, like it had been stuck there for decades. The note read, "The children have no one left to care for them, so she still comes back." He reported it to his supervisor, who just looked at him and said, "Yeah, others have seen her too." The nurse with no face. Jose quit 3 days later. If you enjoyed these stories, make sure to subscribe to Abyssal Horror TV for more true scary encounters every week. Thanks for watching. And remember, the scariest stories are the ones that actually happened.